It's now time for our fourth interview of the day. The Transformation Action Group tagged the advocacy committees and Greater Department of Pediatrics and Child Health, the University of Cape Town and Red Cross War Memorial Children's Hospital reject all forms of racism and commit to creating a safe, nurturing environment in which all people are treated with dignity and respect. The need for a society where we're all treated with respect has sparked the 16 days of activism and awareness about Black Lives Matter, systemic racism and white privilege. To speak to me about it today, we have Dr Aneesa Vanker from Red Cross Hospital. Aneesa, thank you so much for joining me this morning and welcome to the show.
Thanks, Alex. Great to be here and thanks for inviting me.
And your 16 days of activism was kickstarted on Mandela Day. So could you tell us a bit more about this and how it's been received?
Sure. So as you know, it was a global movement, a worldwide movement on Black Lives Matter. It started in the US with some of the incidents that happened there. And then as a group, we realized that we can't just talk about things. We put out a statement saying that we all reject racism and xenophobia in our society, but we also thought we needed to do something. We needed some action. And that's where we came up with the 16 Days of Activism, where we committed to educate ourselves about racism and the systems that continue to happen in our community and society. And based on that, we thought it was time to renew our commitment to take action and to also work this together with children's rights so that children have the right to dignity, equality, and non-discrimination. So that was what sparked our 16 Days of Activism. And what we're doing is every day we send out a message on racism. We link it to links and readings and things so that we can start educating ourselves a bit more on this topic. You asked, has it been well received? Yes, it has. It started the conversation going. It's got people thinking and talking. And I think that's what we want.
And then if a child is in a situation where they feel treated unfairly based on their race, what should they do and what avenues can they follow?
Yeah, that is a challenging one. It's because I guess it depends on the situation in which the child finds that they're facing racism. If it's at school, I guess one of the ways is to try and find someone they can trust and they can talk to, hopefully a trusted teacher and an adult. If the children are around our systems, find a healthcare worker, a nurse, or a doctor. I think the main thing is to start not keeping it to themselves, to just try and talk about it so that we can start finding solutions. Not easy, it's often hard, and it's hard to find the right person to discuss it with them or to talk about it. But I think it needs to happen because, as we say, some of these things are in a way unconscious. People don't realize they're doing it. And if you actually say, look, I think I was treated, it creates an awareness.
And for someone listening now that wants to help raise awareness, how do they go about that?
I think the big thing is start the conversation. Start talking about it, let people think and reflect about these issues, read about it. I think I'd like to use something that Nelson Mandela has said, and it's part of our campaign, is that one of the most difficult things is not to change society, but to change yourself. So start looking within yourself and see, where have I perhaps acted in a racist way? What can I do to change myself? We also challenge and encourage everyone to either start or develop their own journey within the next 16 days so they can access this material. Thank you to Red Cross Radio for putting it on your website, for getting the word out. You can follow us on social media and on Twitter and just start looking, thinking, reflecting about it.
Aneesa, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. It's been great having you on, and especially important to talk about such a big topic that's taking the world by storm at the moment and definitely seeing how it impacts us here in South Africa. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks for having me. It's been a great pleasure.
Great. Thank you so much and goodbye.
You're listening to RX Radio.
For and by children.
RX Radio. RX Radio rocks.